So we are finishing up 3.5 weeks back here in Gulu, Uganda at Abaana's Hope, which is a place that's very dear to our family and a big reason we love missions so much. Since 2017, we've come many, many times, him more than me, but we have spent months of our lives here over those years, and our relationships have grown so deep and so dear to our hearts. It's a place we just want to keep returning to.
Getting ready to fly.
To where?
Uganda.
Missions has become really important to us over the years. About a little over 10 years ago, I had the opportunity to go film with some missionaries in the Middle East, and that trip really kind of opened my eyes up to what the need was to film the content in the foreign countries with the missionaries to help them share what they're doing, what God's doing in their ministry. So a few years later, I had the opportunity to come here to Abaana's Hope, which is about 45 minutes outside of Gulu, in 2017. And this is one of those spots that kind of cemented the calling that God had put on my life to go and to capture stories of what He's doing in places all around the world. When I came here first in 2017, I didn't know much about the place, the people, but pretty quickly fell in love with it. I fell in love with the people, got to know so many different people here in the community. So I fell in love with it so much over the couple of years that I came. In 2019, I brought Megan and I brought a few other folks from the church to kind of introduce them to the ministry here and to see what God was doing on this side of the world. And Megan fell in love with it so much that she's been back a bunch.
It's my favorite place to be, and since then we've also started bringing our children. So the last several years our kids have also spent months here, and they have such deep relationships here, and they are really sad today to be going home tomorrow, but it's such a sweet thing to see the love that they have for this place, for the people, for the missionaries' kids. They're some of their best friends that live all the way on the other side of the world. Kids in the community that they come and play with and have lunch with. To see them just be immersed in the culture and the community here does so much for my heart to see what God is growing in their lives because they're seeing what God is doing here.
So why do we bring the kids? The first time we came was before Cruz was born, just the 3 kids. I think Gray was 9, Kiri was 8, and Phoenix was like 4. Yeah, they're pretty young. We knew that was going to be a trip that was going to be more work than what we do individually or bringing adults, but we knew that we wanted to begin early instilling in them that the U.S. is not the center of the universe. God works all over the world in different ways in different places, and expose them to a different culture here in Uganda that we'd fallen in love with, and we wanted them to fall in love with it too, and see how people live differently in different places. Since then, we've gotten to take them many other places, South America, Asia, Australia, Papua New Guinea. We really prioritize that, not just traveling the world and seeing new places and new things, which we love to do, to experience history and culture and all that stuff, but to prioritize ministry and mission as a primary reason for our travel.
We really want them to have a godly worldview. Like you said, not to just know what it looks like in their home and where they're called there, because we are called there, but where we're called beyond our just comfortable walls, and watch them grow through that and not be something that somebody think when I get older, when there's enough time, because there's never the right time or the right age to do it. And so we've started them young, and we have absolutely no regrets doing it. Anytime the travel is hard or it's a long day, every single time, a day later, once we're here and we're settled and we see them with the people, it is absolutely, absolutely worth it.
Yeah, I mean, the Great Commission says to go and make disciples of all nations, and we feel like our job is to do that, but also take our kids along. Over the years, over the 8 years that we've been coming here, we've been able to build long-term relationships that have continued as we come and as we stay longer. Last year we spent a lot of time here. Megan and the kids spent about 13 weeks here. I didn't spend quite as long because I was doing some other projects, but it's given us the opportunity to foster those relationships and to learn from them as they learn from us. It's a two-way thing. It's not us coming to just give everything that we have. It's us coming to learn. Honestly, half the time we get more out of it than probably we give. And so we want to encourage people to go, to see what God is doing in another place, in Africa, in South America, on the other side of the country, somewhere. Start with baby steps if you want to. Go on a mission trip that's a short-term thing. So allow yourself to step outside your comfort zone and look at travel. People love to travel. A lot of times people go on cruises, or they'll go to the beach, or they'll go to Disney or anything like that, but enable yourself to look at it with a different lens. Travel in itself is great, and I'm not saying don't travel for fun, but look at some other options of ways that your family or you individually can get involved in ministry around the world, and it really changes your perspective. It's not that this is the only place that you can share the gospel and you're supposed to minister to your surroundings. We have that job at home too, but coming here and then taking that desire and passion back just gives you a new perspective, and we think it's something that's invaluable, and we would encourage anyone who feels like God is directing you to go on a short-term trip or even longer, on a longer-term trip, to go and experience what God's doing and allow Him to work in your life.
So different ministries in different places around the world are obviously going to have different opportunities and ways to serve. I think one thing that I love so much here is the opportunities where I love to serve really call to my passions. And so one is there's a ministry called Life Beads, and these ladies make jewelry that gives them a job and a hope for a future. And they study the Bible and worship and pray while they work. And I've been able to make relationships with those ladies and jump in and teach at times and just spend time with them and cultivate those relationships. And that's meant a lot to me. There's another group of women that do discipleship, real intentional Bible studies often, and go to homes for outreach to take what they're learning and share it with those that are non-believers in hopes that their influence will make a difference. And to be able to tag along with that and be able to have a voice in that has meant a lot to me as well. But both of those come down to those relationships. Because I've come multiple times, those relationships have grown, and that's really what draws me back. Again, you can see the school behind us. Our daughter Kiri tutors when she comes. The younger kids are learning to read and write, and she gets so much joy out of that. The kids love to play basketball with Gray. Basketball isn't something that's very big here until he shows up, and they come after school to the basketball court, and it's more of a mob setting, just so many of them playing. But that's really been his way to connect and make friends, is through sports. He's played soccer here some too. All of our kids love to come to the kitchen and eat and just be with the people in community, to eat like they eat. They love it. It's their favorite food, and just to sit with them. And so wherever you go, I encourage you to find something that you're passionate about and find a way to serve the Lord that way at home, but also somewhere else around the world, to see what God is doing to use you in different places, to use your family in different places, and just to have your eyes open to what He's doing all over the place.
So my initial purpose coming here was to film, to capture stories, to film testimonies of God's work and God's providence of the lives of the people here, and to share what God was doing through Abaana's Hope and how God was working in the lives of the people here as they share the gospel in the community. So what is that specific purpose that God has given you? Take it and use it for His glory at home, but also be willing to take it around the world and see how God can put you in a place for a specific purpose in a way that only you can do.
So it's our last full day here, and leaving is so bittersweet. I get emotional because I love it here so much. And I miss my family at home, and that's why it's bittersweet. It's so good to go home and be with your family there and your home church there and serve there. But it's so hard to leave people you love so much. But I'm so thankful to the Lord that He's given us those relationships. So I want to encourage you to take the first step. If we have never taken that first step to come, we would never be so involved now. I would never have this heart full of love for a place because I was nervous. I was scared the first time. But then we took that leap, we took that step, and then now we come with our family. And it's so hard to leave because it's so amazing to see what God's doing. But if He can use us to encourage you, then that heartbreak's worth it, you know? And so we want to encourage you to grab your kids, grab your family, just grab people you love. We love bringing other people here, and find a place that God is calling you to take that first step and just go. And I'd like to say Afoya Matek. Thank you very much to the Acholi people that have allowed us in to your culture and community and your lives, for loving us back when you didn't have to, and for being such a big part of letting our family be on mission.